English language, to describe his experiences. He's adapted to it. You understand?
You can't help yourself, can you?
Oh, I'm a teacher.
Okay.
Anyway, saying it right doesn't come by
Soon
chance.
to be doctor.
Professor Emeritus.
Oh, stop that. You need to read the right books early in life. And that's why, Kingdom Books, your number one stop books and stationery shop with over 40 years experience, is offering great discounts on readers and other learning materials to help your kids to say it right. These readers' books and learning materials include Phonics Flashcard, Aesop's Fables, Oliver Twist, The Fish That Talked, Emperor and the Nightingale, Growing Up for Girls, Illustrated Classics Junior, Illustrated Grammar Punctuation, and many more. Visit your Kingdom Books and Stationery Shop to get a good discount on your purchase. For further information and enquiries, please call 0501 401 050 or 0244 311 955. Now time to get into the newspapers, but our news review is brought to us by CompuGhana. Shop at any CompuGhana branch nationwide and get up to 40% discount and free delivery. CompuGhana, passion for technology. Guys, shall we get into the newspapers?
Yes, I'm going to start with the Daily Guide this morning. Circle Mall gutted. President visits scene. Rawlings' death, a big blow to the NDC. Nana flattens Amadou claims, blow by blow. And there's a picture of Martin Amadou right next to a picture of Nana Bedeto Asante, who responded on behalf of the president. Kidnapper had pastoral certificate. And that's in reference to Samuel Udo Tech-Wills, the man who was held responsible for the Takoradi kidnapping.
Yes.
And government bails out fund investors. So that's some good news. 50,000 CDs, Winston, you were telling us this morning. On the back page, a little bit of sports. Kotoko Brazilian hits the ground running. And, of course, that's Fabio Gama, who has officially started training with the club 3 days after his arrival. Pram Pram Youth fired up for the season. It's a picture of the Pram Pram Football Club. And good morning to the Pram Pram Fisherman. I'm sure you're very excited about your football club.
Indeed. By the way, yes, that's one of the things I learned when I was in Takoradi following the story of the kidnapped girls, that Samuel Wills, according to those who lived in the community with him, that's what he did. He walked around preaching to young people. So they believe that was one of his methods of... Right. The Daily Graphic has resignation of Special Prosecutor. Amidou's claims disingenuous. Presidency affirms. Black Shield customers and others to receive part of locked up funds. That's an interesting story we should touch on a bit later. Government launches 100 billion Ghana City Economic Recovery Blueprint. And on the back, fire ravages Odorna pedestrian shopping mall again. Another story I think we ought to talk about in a bit more detail later.
On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, DVLA grabs 2 awards for digital service delivery. Congratulations to DVLA and a very good morning to all our friends over there. Collapsed fund management companies. Government authorizes partial payments to customers. No interference in your work. Office of President dismisses resigned OSP's allegation. And fire guts pedestrian mall in Accra. Over 300 shops, metal containers and goods burned. On the back page of the Ghanaian Times, place NADMO under NDPC. That's according to the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Mike Okwe, who is advocating the placement of the National Disaster Management Organization directly under the supervision of the National Development Planning Commission. And there's another story here that caught my attention. Pharmacists cautioned against dispensing unauthorized antibiotics due to increased antimicrobial resistance. And it's interesting, Kojo, the things that you're able to get antibiotics for here in Ghana. I remember living in London, even when you think you have a bad cold or you have a really chesty cough and you assume that you need antibiotics and go and see the GP, and it's almost as if antibiotics is like the last resort because of the antimicrobial resistance. But you can get antibiotics here in Ghana without a prescription from most pharmacies.
Indeed. So the concept in England is that, look, if when it comes to the worst, antibiotics are what we have to save you. So if we give it to you for everything, then when you get something really bad, we can't help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but for us, I mean, Charlie, you have a headache.
Antibiotics. You're feeling cold.
Antibiotics.
Small cough.
Antibiotics. This is our auntie.
Okay, that's it for the
All right, I've got a
Times.
new crusading guide, and Occupy Ghana expresses concern over Amidu's resignation. Maslock boss hits hard at Mahama and NDC, deflates their propaganda machinery. Foreign Minister commissions new chanceries in Brussels, Berlin, and Geneva, and borders of Nwa stool lands outlined as Paramount Chief cautions encroachers.
The Chronicle this morning, Proverbs 12 verse 19. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. And the banner headline, you told lies, I gave you money. President debunks Martin Amidu's claim. Other stories on the front page of the Chronicle. President directs NBSSI to give Odona fire victims cash, and Rawlings reports a fake account to police. So that's the story of Kimathi Rawlings. Over the last few days, there seems to have been a lot of activity from his social media accounts, saying a lot of different things. But he has reported to the National Cybercrime Unit that it's not his account. So somebody has created that account and is speaking on his behalf, as it were.
I've got the Business Finder, and industry and development partners back CARES program. World Bank pledges a further $20 million to that. Customers of defunct fund management companies to get 50,000 Ghana cedis. It's actually up to 50,000 Ghana cedis. This is what I said we ought to touch on later. U.S. supports Ghanaian women and entrepreneurs, and that's it.
Okay, Kojo, your favorite word on the front page of the Business and Finance. Successful implementation of AFCFTA could quicken economic recovery. That's according to Dr. Addison. Government gives 1.4 billion Ghana cedi relief package to Gold Coast customers and others. Awaits complete validation to settle the remainder. Cocoa Board targets 300% increment in coffee production. KIA unveils stricter measures to curb COVID-19 importation. Some of these include airlines are going to be fined $3,500 per passenger for non-compliance, and foreigners to be deported for non-compliance. So with the country recording higher numbers of new cases daily, and then obviously the fear of a second wave of pandemic, state institutions like the KIA are upping their game. That should be an interesting story. I'm considering the back and forth about how much it costs for the COVID tests at KIA. But anyway, that's what's happening there.
Yeah. Budget report exposes Amidu over lack of resources claims is the banner headline in the Daily Statesman. Also on the front page, Maslock CEO debunks evil NDC allegations. And this, the story that I'm hoping we can spend some time on after the online review. Government to support over 3,000 Odona market fire victims. Yeah, they're going to get money. And you mentioned that in a couple of the papers you have, didn't you? Yeah.
All right, so let's get into our online news review brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and GOIL Good Energy. But going cashless has never been this convenient and exciting, because GOIL e-payment system is now compatible with GH-Link, the national payment platform. And so you can now use your GH-Link card on GOIL POS machine to purchase fuel. GH-Link card offers additional payment option for fuel purchases at GOIL stations in addition to the Go card. And the good thing is that every fuel purchased is recorded automatically on your monthly bank statement, helping cardholders track and manage their expenses. So go ahead and use your GH-Link card to buy fuel and all lubricants from any of GOIL's over 400 stations across Ghana. Go cashless and protect yourself and stick to all COVID-19 protocols in these times. GOIL Good Energy, GOIL Yenara Yenzi. But you can get 50 gigabyte free data whenever you buy a Surfline device at any Surfline shop or retail outlet today. Surfline, Ghana's premier 4G LTE network, puts the whole world in your hands. So this 50 gigabyte offer gives you enough data to power your digital lifestyle for schoolwork, virtual team meetings, all your streaming services, as well as sharing fun moments with family and friends. And our bundle offerings gives you the flexibility to choose between no expiry or never running out data. So whether it's internet for your whole family, your school, your office, or yourself, Ghana's only true 4G network has got you covered with this 50 gigabyte offer. So walk into any of our shops or retail outlets in Accra, Tema, and Takrady to buy a device and redeem 50 gigabytes of internet instantly for free. Surfline, It's about time.
So I'm starting with My Joy Online this morning, and it's interesting. There are about 6 different ways that My Joy Online is reporting about Amadou. So the first one is a reaction from Professor Jampo. He says, at his age, what did he fear? Professor Jampo questions Amadou's claim of threats. Occupy Ghana. Amadou was the man for the job until his ego got in the way. Suleiman Abrahima, those calling Amadou incompetent, want to salvage the damage caused. Sam George, Martin Amadou almost became a bootlicker. The Finance Ministry, Martin Amadou only used 129 million out of the 322 million budgetary allocation made to his office. Kojo Pon Nkrumah, Amadou willingly submitted documents to the presidency. So that's it on Amadou. And then there's also the playback for the Joy News, uncovering how an NLA contract robbed the country of $10 million. So that's on My Joy Online. City Newsroom this morning, we're confident of election 2020 victory despite Amadou's resignation. That's Pius Hajide speaking there. Why Martin Amadou rejected keys to the new office. Akufo-Addo orders NBSSI to support victims of Odona market fire. And moving on to CNN, the saga of Trump continues. Current and former officials are contacting the Biden team. A sign Trump's refusal to concede is frustrating some inside the government. So he still hasn't conceded. We know that he has until January 20th to get out, basically. And then there's also some analysis of what's going on with COVID-19 in the U.S. The numbers are not exactly going down. So it seems like the elections have kind of taken the attention away from that. But they're keeping their eyes on that because their figures are still quite scary. Let me just quickly run through the trends for today. Here in Ghana, the trending National Lottery Authority, Joy FM, Wuntumi Sports, Clay, lots of NBA action trending on Twitter. So that's about it.
All right, so let's get into some stories then.
I think we should start with this one. Government to support over 3,000 Odona market fire victims. It was online and it's also in the papers. And this is how the Daily Statesman reports it. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has given the assurance that government will soon, first of all, rewire all markets in Accra in order to ensure that the perennial fire outbreaks for the country's markets become a thing of the past. And the president gave his assurance yesterday when he visited Odona Market at Kwame Nkrumah Circle after a fire gutted the place at dawn yesterday. And the president disclosed that through the NBSSI, National Board for Small Scale Industries, support will be provided for the over 3,000 traders affected by the fire within 2 weeks. The president says, so I entreat you all to have patience and that everything will be fine. Okay, that's the president speaking. I have a question. Isn't that an illegal market? The Odona market. Is it properly situated and placed with everybody having the proper permits and everything to be at that market? Did we not seek to relocate them at some point?
Yeah, so there's the pedestrian market, which is illegal, but people sell outside the pedestrian market, and that clearly is illegal.
All right. So I'm just wondering. So if those who are selling outside the legal market are now going to be compensated for their loss in a fire, even though they haven't insured their goods, the government of Ghana is going to use our money to compensate them. NBSSI money, which is supposed to go to, help people who have been affected by COVID-19, as I remember.
Yeah.
If government is going to do that with our money, are we okay with this? Is it not fair for us to ask a few questions? The president is telling them everything's going to be all right. We're going to give you money in 2 weeks. Are we okay with this? I asked this question because I remember a time in the past when, and I think, Winston, you reminded me of this earlier when we were speaking, a time in the past when the government decided to clamp down on those who were committing traffic offenses. I don't know, maybe they were, they had had enough of people dying, on our roads. So they decided to get tough on those who were committing traffic offenses, arresting them all. The criminals objected and said, if you keep doing this, if you keep enforcing the law, we won't vote for you. So the government stopped enforcing the law here in Ghana.
Yes, in Ghana.
In an election year.
In 2008, Kojo. So what we're going to do is that we'll continue with this conversation after the BBC News. We'd have to ask more questions, but it's not time for the BBC News brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us. We'll be right back.
See, my friend, respite is something we all need in hard times when we have loans. A bank that cares is a bank worth doing business with. Moratorium and a reduced interest rate of 24% for all salaried customers who apply for the loans between now and December. And for government workers, an increased loan tenor of up to 48 months awaits you. GCB, your bank for life.